Your phone buzzes, the traffic does not move, and the noise in your head grows louder by the second. This feeling of being overwhelmed is the modern condition. But there is an ancient antidote, a form of mental jiu-jitsu used by Zen monks for centuries. They are called koans, paradoxical riddles that defy all logic. A question like, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" is not a puzzle to solve. It is a weapon designed to shatter your habitual thinking, to cut through the mental static and reveal a profound and immediate peace. By the end of this exploration, you will understand how these absurd stories can become direct gateways to serenity. We will uncover why a master would tell you to kill the Buddha if you meet him, and how the simple act of washing a bowl could be the ultimate spiritual instruction. What kind of peace could possibly be found in such illogical places? The master asks, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" Your mind immediately leaps into action. You might picture a single palm slicing through the air, trying to conjure a whisper, a rustle, anything at all. You are searching for a sound in a world defined by two hands meeting. This is the trap. Master Hakuin, who popularized this koan, was not interested in a clever answer. He was setting a snare for your very way of thinking. The question is a mirror held up to the mind itself, revealing how we constantly divide the world into opposites: sound and silence, self and environment, action and inaction. We live in a world of two hands. The koan asks you to step into a space where that duality does not exist. It is an invitation to experience awareness itself before it is chopped up into categories. Think of the constant noise of your own thoughts, the internal commentary judging everything as good or bad, loud or quiet. This mental chatter is the true noise that the koan seeks to silence. It points not to a physical sound, but to the profound quiet that exists when the busy, labeling mind is finally stunned into stillness. The answer is not a thing you can describe. It is a state you inhabit. It is the vivid, alive presence you feel when you stop trying to hear something and simply listen. This is the peace that emerges when you are no longer separate from the experience, but are the experience itself, whole and undivided. This relentless division of the world into opposites is precisely what another master, Joshu, aimed to shatter with a single, explosive syllable. A monk once asked him, "Does a dog have Buddha nature?" In the teachings, it is said that all beings possess this innate potential for enlightenment. The monk expected a simple yes, but Joshu shouted "mu." The word means no or nothing. It feels like a brick wall slammed down in front of your thoughts. How can this be if all beings have Buddha nature? Is Joshu contradicting the sacred texts, or is he just being cruel to a dog? The power of this koan is not in the answer, but in the shock of the question itself. Mu is not a philosophical statement about canine spirituality. It is a sword that cuts through the very frame of the question. The monk is trapped in a world of yes and no, of having and not having. He is asking about a concept, a category, a thing called Buddha nature that a dog might or might not possess. Joshu's mu obliterates that entire framework. It is a direct pointing to a reality that exists before concepts like existence and non-existence are even formed. It is an invitation to step into the space before your mind labels anything, before it decides what is spiritual or mundane, worthy or unworthy. That space is your true nature. So what do you do with this mu? You do not analyze it, you do not debate it, you sit with the feeling of it. You let that single sound resonate in your mind until all the arguments and judgments fall silent. When you stop trying to figure out if the dog has Buddha nature, you might just glimpse the Buddha nature that you yourself are, right here and now, prior to any question at all. This is a mind free from conflict because it is no longer trying to sort the world into boxes. It simply is. That space of pure being prior to all questions is where we encounter our third koan. A monk asked Master Joshu, "What is the meaning of Bodhidharma coming from the West?" This was the great question of the era. Bodhidharma was the legendary monk who brought Zen from India to China. Everyone wanted to know the profound, secret meaning of his journey. What ultimate truth did he bring? The master's answer was devastatingly simple: the cypress tree in the courtyard. It sounds like a non sequitur, a dismissal. The monk was asking about the highest spiritual truth, and the master points to a tree. Our minds revolt. We scramble to find the symbolism. Perhaps the tree represents steadfastness or deep roots or the enduring nature of truth, but that is to miss the point entirely. Joshu was not giving a symbolic answer. He was giving the only true answer. He was directing the monk's attention away from the abstract quest for a hidden meaning and toward the vivid, undeniable reality right in front of his face. The cypress tree is not a symbol for truth. In that moment, it is truth itself perceived directly. The question is about seeking something distant and profound. The answer is that the profound is already here, manifest as a cypress tree. Imagine that tree through the seasons. In spring, its new growth is a vibrant, tender green. In summer, it offers deep, cooling shade. In autumn, its needles may turn a bronze gold. In winter, its branches stand stark and elegant against a gray sky. In every single moment, it is fully and completely itself. It expresses its suchness without hesitation, without asking what it means. This is the lesson of direct perception. We are so busy seeking a special spiritual state, trying to decipher the meaning of ancient journeys, that we overlook the alive, present, and ordinary reality that is already expressing its true nature. The sound of the rain, the weight of your body in the chair, the feeling of your next breath, these are not metaphors, they are it. The master's response cuts off the mind's tendency to look elsewhere, to layer complex interpretations over the simple suchness of what is. When you stop asking what the cypress tree means, you can finally just see it. And in that pure seeing, free from abstraction, the separation between you and the tree dissolves. There is just the seeing. This is the peace of no more seeking, the end of the exhausting journey to find something you never actually lost. This radical instruction to kill the Buddha strikes at the very heart of our spiritual seeking. After all the effort to find peace and enlightenment, we are told to destroy the ultimate symbol of it. The master Linji, who delivered this famous line, was issuing a profound warning. The Buddha you meet is not the living teacher, but the one you have constructed in your own mind. It is the idealized image of perfect serenity, the fixed concept of what enlightenment should look like, the statue you worship from a distance. This mental idol is a final, subtle barrier. You become attached to the idea of peace, chasing a perfect, untouchable state that is always just out of reach. You imagine a Buddha who is never angry, never confused, and never tired. But by holding onto this flawless ideal, you reject the messy, alive, and perfectly valid peace available to you right now, in the middle of your imperfect life. The command to kill is a call to shatter that idol. It means to destroy any fixed idea that stands between you and your direct experience. If you have a concept of what awakening is, you are still living in the realm of concepts, not in the reality of your own life. Think of how you might imagine a state of perfect peace as being free from all worry, a silent, empty bliss. Then, when a moment of irritation arises over a delayed train, you feel you have failed. You have lost the peace you never really had because you are comparing your lived reality to an impossible fantasy. Killing the Buddha is about ending that comparison. It is about letting go of the perfect in order to embrace the real. The true Buddha is not a static object to be found, but a dynamic, ever-present reality to be lived. It is the awareness that is already there, underneath your frustration, your joy, and your boredom. By killing the conceptual Buddha, you stop seeking a distant savior and start trusting the intelligence of your own immediate experience. The peace that remains is not perfect, but it is authentic, immediate, and utterly your own. This same peace of no more seeking is perfectly captured in a final, deceptively simple koan. A monk who had reached a profound state of understanding approached his master, Nanin, hoping for even deeper instruction. He had transcended the ordinary, or so he thought, and was ready for the next great spiritual truth. The master's response was not a secret mantra or a complex philosophical treatise. He simply asked, "Have you finished your rice porridge?" The monk, a bit confused, said that he had. Then Nanin said, "Go and wash your bowl." In that moment, the monk was enlightened. The instruction seems almost insulting in its simplicity. After such a lofty quest, the ultimate teaching is a household chore. But that is the entire point. The monk's mistake was to believe that his profound understanding was separate from the act of eating or from the dirty bowl sitting in front of him. He was clinging to a special spiritual state, an achievement that set him apart from the mundane world. The master's words cut directly through that final vestige of separation. There is no special spiritual activity, there is only activity. Enlightenment is not a shimmering trophy to be placed on a high shelf. It is found in the direct, unadorned engagement with what needs to be done right now. Imagine the feeling of warm, soapy water on your hands, the smooth curve of a ceramic bowl beneath your fingertips, the repetitive, rhythmic motion of scrubbing, the clear water rinsing away the last traces of the meal. There is no past achievement in that moment and no future goal. There is only the bowl, the water, and the washing. Your entire being is focused on that single, complete action. This is not a metaphor for meditation. It is meditation itself. The mind, when fully absorbed in a simple task, has no room for its usual chatter. It is not wondering if this is spiritual enough or if you are peaceful enough. It is simply doing. The profound peace found here is the peace of no remainder. There is nothing else to seek, nowhere else to go. The entire universe is contained in the act of washing a single bowl. Your spiritual ambition, the very thing that drove you to seek peace, is the final obstacle to experiencing it. By letting go of the need for his understanding to be special, the monk finally became one with the utterly ordinary. His enlightenment was not in the grand realization, but in the quiet acceptance that there was nothing more to realize. Peace was never in the next teaching. It was always in the next breath, the next step, the next simple task done with your whole heart. This frantic search for a mind at peace is the very obstacle that keeps us from it. The story of Huike, who would become the second patriarch of Zen, illustrates this with painful clarity. He traveled to see the great master Bodhidharma, desperate for help. He said, "My mind is not at peace, please pacify it for me." This is the plea we have all felt, the deep yearning for someone or something to quiet the inner storm. Bodhidharma's response was a challenge that seems almost cruel. He said, "Bring me this mind of yours and I will pacify it for you." Huike was stunned. He searched inwardly, trying to locate this troubled mind, this thing he wanted to be fixed. After a long silence, he had to confess, "When I seek my own mind, I cannot find it." This was not a failure, it was the breakthrough. Bodhidharma simply said, "There, I have pacified it for you." The instruction was complete. What did Huike realize in that moment of not finding? He saw that the mind he was trying to bring to peace was not a solid, locatable object. It was a phantom, a collection of fleeting thoughts, sensations, and anxieties. The very act of searching for it, of trying to grasp it and fix it, was what created the feeling of unrest. The problem was not the content of his mind, but the stance of being a separate self that was trying to manage and control the mind. Think of trying to calm choppy water by pressing down on the waves with your hand. Your frantic effort only creates more disturbance. The water calms naturally when you stop interfering, when you simply let it be. Peace is not an object you acquire like a prize at the end of a long quest. It is the natural, quiet state of your awareness when you stop trying to be at peace. When you stop struggling against your present experience, whether it is boredom, anxiety, or simple tiredness, the struggle itself ceases. What remains is not a perfect blank slate, but a simple, open presence that can accommodate any thought or feeling without being defined by it. The next time you feel your mind is not at peace, remember Huyk's desperate search. Instead of trying to find and fix your mind, simply notice the effort. Notice the one who is seeking. In that simple noticing, the search collapses, and in the space it leaves behind, you might just find that what you were looking for was never lost to begin with. Master Yunman's declaration that every day is a good day sounds like the ultimate in blind positivity. It feels impossible, even irresponsible, to apply to a day filled with traffic jams and bad news. But this koan is not about slapping a happy face on suffering. It is about a radical shift in the very mechanism of judgment. The peace it points to is not found in having good days, but in ceasing to call any day bad. Imagine a split screen. On one side you see a rainy street, cars spraying water, people hunched under umbrellas. A label flashes, bad day. On the other side, the exact same street, the same rain, the same people. The label now reads, a good day. The scene did not change, only the judgment did, and that judgment is the source of all your discontent. We are constantly adding a layer of commentary to raw experience. The rain itself is just water falling. It is neutral. It is our resistance to it, our story about how it ruins our plans or dampens our mood, that creates the feeling of a bad day. Master Yunman is inviting you to see the day before you call it anything. A rainy day is just a rainy day. A painful day is just a painful day. When you stop arguing with reality, a profound energy is released. The struggle to make this moment different than it is, that is the real exhaustion. This does not mean you become passive. You can still carry an umbrella or work to change a difficult situation. But you do so from a place of clarity, not from a place of internal war. The peace of Yunmen is the peace of no more argument. It is the deep, unshakable okayness that comes when you stop trying to sort your life into the boxes you like and the boxes you hate, and instead just live it. This story of Ryokan offers a different kind of lesson, one not of shattering the mind but of revealing the heart. A thief once broke into the master's humble hut, finding it almost entirely empty. As the thief rummaged for something to steal, Ryokan quietly entered. Instead of anger or fear, he took off his own robes and handed them to the startled man. The thief, confused, took the clothing and fled into the night. Ryokan sat down naked on the ground, his gaze lifting to the sky. He was heard to whisper, "Poor fellow, I wish I could give him this beautiful moon." The thief believed he was taking something of value, a simple robe. Ryokan knew he had given away nothing of true importance. The moon remained vast and untouchable, its serene light bathing the entire scene. This is the ultimate metaphor for inner wealth. Your peace, your fundamental awareness is like that moon. It cannot be stolen, lost, or damaged by any external event. A thief can take your possessions, a job loss can take your income, and a harsh word can take your comfort. But none of these things can touch the silent, luminous awareness that is your true nature. We suffer not because life takes things from us, but because we mistakenly believe we are the things that can be taken. We cling to our roles, our possessions, our reputations, and our comfortable stories about who we are. We think, I am a successful person, and so our peace depends on maintaining that success. We think, I am a person who is loved, and so our peace depends on that love continuing. When any of these external supports are threatened or removed, we feel as if we ourselves are being stolen away. We feel impoverished because we have invested our entire sense of self in things that are, by their nature, temporary. Ryokan, sitting naked under the sky, had nothing left to lose, and in having nothing, he possessed everything. The moon was his, not as a possession, but as his very being. His wish to give the thief the moon was not a poetic flourish. It was the most generous gift he could imagine, the only thing of real value. he was essentially saying, I wish I could show you that what you are desperately seeking out there in my empty hut is already within you, shining brightly and completely free. The next time you feel a sense of lack, a fear that something is being taken from you, pause and look up, not necessarily at the physical moon, but inward at that same quality of spacious, impartial awareness. Notice how your thoughts and feelings come and go like clouds, while the awareness that notices them remains clear and constant. This is the wealth that no circumstance can touch. Your true identity is not the robe that can be stolen, but the one who watches, serene and unshakable under the moonlight. So how do you bring these ancient riddles into the chaos of your own life? The secret is to stop treating them as puzzles to be solved and start living with them as companions. A koan is not an intellectual exercise. It is a tool for rewiring your perception in real time. Choose a short, potent phrase. It could be Joshu's explosive moo or the simple, open-ended question, what is this? Carry it with you silently like a smooth stone in your pocket. Do not analyze it, just hold it in your awareness. Then, in the middle of a difficult moment, when you feel the familiar tension rising during a stressful work call or the first hot flash of anger in an argument, turn your attention to that phrase. Let it interrupt the automatic script running in your head. The mind, faced with this illogical sound or unanswerable question, stutters and stops. For just a second, the frantic momentum of your reaction is broken. In that tiny, created gap, something new can emerge. Picture your stressful thought as a dark, chattering bubble. The word moo does not argue with the bubble. It does not try to pop it with force. It is simply a pinprick of pure presence. The bubble pops on its own, revealing the quiet, open space that was always there behind the noise. That space is where peace lives. It is the pause before you send the angry email. It is the moment of silence where you truly hear what the other person is saying instead of just preparing your defense. You are not using the koan to find peace. You are using it to remember the peace that you already are, a peace that becomes visible only when the storm of your thinking momentarily clears. This is the practical magic of Zen. It is not about escaping your life, but about waking up within it, one impossible question at a time. These koans, in all their beautiful absurdity, were never designed to be solved. Their true purpose is to short-circuit the very engine of your problem-solving mind. That logical, categorizing part of you is a wonderful tool for navigating the world, but it makes a terrible master. It constantly sorts your life into good and bad, right and wrong, success and failure, creating a perpetual state of conflict with what simply is. The paradox, the illogical shock of a koan, creates a crack in that fortress of thought. For one brilliant, disorienting moment, your mind runs into a wall and has nowhere to go. In that silence, a different kind of knowing can arise, one that is not based on concepts but on a direct, peaceful experience of reality itself. This is the peace that is not dependent on circumstances. It is the peace of finally stopping the argument with life. So here is a simple invitation. Look back on the stories we have shared. Which one lingered? Which question, whether it was the sound of one hand or the command to wash your bowl, left a peculiar resonance in your mind? Choose just one. Let it be your companion for the next few days. Do not try to figure it out. Simply sit quietly for a few minutes each day and hold the question in your awareness like a strange and wonderful stone you found by the river. Notice what happens when you stop trying to find an answer and just let the question be. We would love to hear which koan puzzled or calmed you the most. Share your experience in the comments below, and if you are ready for more journeys into wisdom and peace, be sure to subscribe.